are with Sigma right now, and this is Matt. We are going to talk about my favorite stuff in the world, which is lenses, and especially from Sigma, because I love these lenses. They're absolutely incredible, and now we have some new stuff to actually talk about. This is brand new from Sigma for Canon, right?
Yes, yeah, for Canon RF. So this is RF-S mount effectively, so it will be available on all of your crop mount cameras. You can also put them on your full frame cameras as well. They'll just go down into crop mode, but they're really small, very light, very portable, and yeah, we're slowly bringing them out. Two of them are coming out, the 16mm and 23mm F1.4 DC DNs. Very small, very sleek, so they're designed for like everyday use. So you just plop it on your camera, away you go, don't think about it.
So you get the small size combined with the quality of Sigma, obviously. One thing I love about Sigma is the quality of the lens. You can feel it while holding the lens, and you can definitely tell by just looking at holding this lens that is the same stuff, honestly. It's the same high standards. So who is this glass for? Because it's obviously crop mount,
crop sensor. Yeah, so that, again, just your general everyday consumers, even up to pros as well. So people who like to travel more light, don't want to be burdened down with heavy equipment effectively. So our contemporary line lenses utilise a lot of in-camera corrections as well. So that's how we are able to make them so much smaller compared to our art series lenses. So they're just as good quality in terms of optics, everything inside them, but because of that leverage of the camera's technology, we can bring them smaller. So whilst other lenses in other markets start to get bigger because they're trying to do everything in the lens, we're trying to make them smaller, more manageable.
Absolutely. Can you remind me what was what's the range in here? So this is 16.
This is a fixed 16mm, and then we've also got a 23mm as well. So both of these are coming out next week. Already in the range, we've got two zooms, which are these ones, which are a 10 to 18mm and an 18 to 50.
Okay.
So again, these are
even smaller.
Even smaller. Yep. Again, zooms work differently in terms of their glass, so you can tend to make them more compact. And our teeny tiny, if I take the heads off the cap.
Oh wow! Look at this. So even without the end cap, this one.
A super small 10 to 18mm.
Wow, okay. That's great.
So if you're hiking up a mountain, you don't want to carry a load in your backpack.
You want it to be light, absolutely. Exactly. Small and light, Do you think there's a chance we're going to get art lenses for RF or not?
I really hope so. So again, we're continuing with these lenses at the moment. We've technically completed these, what we call a DC DN Trinity effectively. It's more than Trinity because that's free. Our lineup of these lenses. So hopefully in the future we'll be bringing out full frame. Don't know when. We've got the license for it, but hopefully in the future we can add something for you.
We have some more stuff to show my viewers here, because we have a very interesting zoom lens, don't we?
Yes, we do. So Sigma, we always like to try and push the boundaries a little bit more in terms of photography, try to experiment with focal lenses, focal lengths, that kind of sort of thing. So the lens that we have is this big boy, the 28 to 45mm f1.8. So it's the first ever f1.8 zoom. So it's a lot larger than most lenses that we produce, just to be able to hold that 1.8, but it's a dream for people who like multiple primes in one.
Yes.
So you've got all of those like classic focal prime lens in this one lens, and also videographers as well. So you've got that lovely cinematic kind of type of look, pop your gradient filters on there, you've got your aperturing on there as well. So it's kind of like a videographer's dream lens, effectively.
Absolutely, and this is actually internal zoom as well, isn't it?
All internal zoom. Yep, all internal zoom.
So it doesn't change weight. Oh, does it change weight? Maybe it does a little bit.
It changes a little bit, throughout our range, we try to balance it as much as possible. So that way, then, if you're using gimbals or that sort of stuff, it doesn't change too much. Obviously, being a bigger lens, you'd have to maybe rebalance it a little bit, but it's all internal, so that will be kept to a minimum. Another feature as well is that you've got this aperture ring here.
Okay.
So again, the aperture ring is clicking at the moment, but on the other side of the lens, there should be a de-click. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
You switch that off, now it's nice and smooth.
That's
so
cool.
Again, for videography use, you've got the smoothness, so you can make it quiet, and then you then can activate the click then if you want more of a definite tactile feel of it.
You can operate it with one hand if you want to.
Yeah, essentially.
And I have to say, I can't, obviously I'm not really like a weight expert or anything, but I can't tell the difference between 45 and 28 weight-wise. Like it doesn't really move that much forward. Obviously the gimbal may notice, but I won't notice.
No, definitely not. And again, if you're using your more kind of heavy-duty type gimbals, wouldn't be an issue.
They don't care.
No. Again, we've got other lenses in our range, so our 16 to 28 millimeter, 28 to 70 millimeter. If you're using more of a lightweight setup, those ones will be absolutely perfect because again, they're internal zoom, so they won't be as bad.
So, is there anything else like this in the works? Perhaps like 20 to 70 or 24 to 75?
Nothing like that at the moment, unfortunately. We've got a brand new 24 to 70 that we just released, which I've got behind you if you wanted to have a look. Which is smaller and lighter, so that is also more kind of set up for your film.
2.8 perhaps?
Fixed f2.8, so it's your very classic 2.8 24-70, but we've reduced the overall weight, the overall size as well. We've now added the aperture ring too, so a lot of our art lenses now all contain the aperture ring.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, so we're carrying it out across the range. We're even putting some aperture rings on zooms now as well. So
just looking at this lens, I see some buttons here. So can I program this to whatever I want?
Yes, you can. Yes. So if you're
within reason, obviously.
Within reason. Yeah. So it can be programmed in the body of your camera. Again, depending on what camera that you use, functions will vary. But if you're on Sony, you can use it to set AFL button control, and then these all buttons will do the same. So they're not separate. They're all the same button, but depending on what angle you're using your camera at, you've got access to buttons in portrait and your landscape.
This is definitely a lens I want. This is my number one right now because I don't think there's anything like this out there, is there?
No.
There's no 1.8 zoom at all.
Yeah, it's very unique in the market. So. Yeah.
The care that Sigma puts into the glass and the pricing and everything around your products is very much appreciated, especially in my community. Everyone uses your lenses, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
Regardless of what gear they have, like from Nikon's, which I know isn't really covered that much on like secondary market, but to Canon, right, and everything in between. So. I know for a fact that everyone I know has at least one Sigma. We actually have two with us today. So yeah, it's definitely something recommended. You mentioned that there's more stuff to see in March, was it? At the photography show?
Yeah, the photography show. Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything you can tell us apart from what you mentioned before? No? Okay. We'll come and see then.
Well, we'll try, but no. Yeah. No, we're looking forward to CPS this year. So. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
No, you're very welcome.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Good to see you.